Hello again everyone, and welcome back to Skyblock News. As you can see behind me, things look a little bit different, and that's because the Better Mayors update is currently on alpha, and it is huge. Without any further ado though, let's get right into this. In order to really showcase how large this update is, we have to go to the forums, and if I scroll down here, you can see there's just so much stuff here, not to mention the fact that a lot of these tabs aren't actually clicked. But heading back up to the top, we're going to start with a TLDR. The runner-up candidate of an election becomes a minister. One of their perks activates if they get second place. Almost every mayor is going to be getting a new fourth perk. Diaz has completely new perks that are related to the stock of Stonks. There's a new Carnival event for Foxy, and also much more. Starting off with the most basic part of this system, the minister system. The governing body of Skyblock have decreed that elections now also determine the new position, ministers. They are the runner-up candidates in every election, and every mayor will have a perk chosen as a minister perk at the beginning of every election. If they become the minister, this perk becomes active. So as you can see with Aatrox here, he has two perks. One of them has the little star next to it, which is slashed pricing, and if he wins second place, he'll get that perk activated, which is pretty neat. I think this is a good system. It allows some more diversity and also makes it so that players actually have to think about who's going to get second place in every election. In terms of some additional notes though, special mayors cannot have ministers, they will not show up in the election after they are elected, and unlike mayors, ministers will keep their perks when they do show up again and can still roll for the additional perk. There's also going to be fourth perks. Almost every mayor is going to be getting the never-before-seen fourth perk. These perks will help some of the less popular mayors get elected more often, and as you can see, as for the current number of perks, 1, 2, and 3, it'll now be 2, 3, and 4, with the chance of happening at 50% for 2 perks, 50% for 3, and 8% for 4, which is pretty neat. In terms of Aatrox and Paul, they are not going to be getting fourth perks, which makes sense. Apparently, they are going to be added on to later on, which makes sense. These are some of the most important mayors in Skyblock. Hopefully we get some more events related to this. I wouldn't be that shocked if this is something big in terms of dungeon related or Slayer related content, which is really cool. Something else that's going to be happening once this moves to main is that they are going to be hiding election votes every other election. This is pretty interesting. It kind of makes it so players don't just look at who's winning and are like, okay, well I have to pick them because they're winning. They can actually strategize based on what they want to do, which might make mayor elections a little bit more intriguing. I don't know if this is going to be a great idea, but I'm liking the fact that they're going to be trying it out. Also, as you can see, here are all of the new perks. We're going to start with Marina. The new perk for Marina is Double Trouble. For every 1% of sea creature chance, you gain a 0.1% chance to double hook sea creatures, which is pretty cool. It's also officially going to become a stat, and the giant fishing rod and double hook attribute have been updated to reflect it. Diana is getting a new perk, Sharing is Caring, and as you can see, there's a lot here. Basically, they've completely reworked how EXP sharing works, and the TLDR is that now you're going to be able to actually go into the menu, the pet menu, and see what pets you want to XP share with. We're going to hop in game, and I'm going to show you how this works right now. So now if I'm in my pet menu, you may notice I have this new XP sharing slot. You can click on this, and you can see I have 3 pets included in this setup. I can left click to change the pet, so I can change it to like a Mithril Golem if I wanted to, but you'll see that it turns out blue. If I want to change it to something else, like this level 50 Megalodon, I'm able to add it. I'm also able to right click and remove them, which turns the slots red. Basically, here's how this works. You can add a pet, whichever one you want, that is not max level, and it will start gaining a percentage of XP. In this case, because Diana's 4th perk is active, I'm gaining 21.4% of your equipped pet's XP. I'll go over what that perk is in just a moment. You're able to add and remove stuff as normal, and you're also able to utilize any pet you want. So I added those pets to the list, and then I can just click on, for example, my G-Drag, go back to grinding blazes, and boom, now I'm gaining a ton of XP. I really like this system. It's a lot better than it was before, and there's also a utilization for the EXP share core, so don't worry too much about that. Now back to the forums. Now that I've explained the fundamentals of the XP sharing system, here's how Diana's 4th perk works. It's called Sharing is Caring. You can have up to 3 XP shared pets active at once, and your XP share rate is increased by 10%. In-game, it was 21.4%. Without this 4th perk, it'd be 11.4%. Also, that first part of the perk is pretty interesting. Without sharing is caring, you can only XP share 1 pet at a time, and the XP share rate goes up by 0.2% per taming level, up to a maximum of 12% at taming 60, which is pretty neat as well. As well as this, I've gone over the XP share indicators. Basically, if they're green or active slots are green, you can actually get XP and the pet is already in them. Empty slots are yellow and inactive slots are red. There's also a 4th variant, which I believe is blue, if the pet is already max level. In terms of the XP share item, it's a little bit different now. It boosts the effectiveness of pets receiving XP share by 15%. This item stacked with the 12% XP share rate from taming 60 means you can reach a total of 27%, which is higher than the original item's 25% outside of Diana's 10% boost. TLDR, it's a little bit better now, which I really like. You can also favorite pets, which is really cool. Basically, this just brings them to the front of the menu so you can access them more easily. This is an incredible, incredible change. Next up, we have Finnean and their new perk, Blooming Business. Garden visitors will give out fine flower and appear more often. Additional visitors may visit your garden. Higher rarity visitors are more likely to show up, and will provide 10% more copper. If you're confused on what fine flower is, it's another Carolyn item, I know. Very, very cool, very, very awesome. The amount of fine flower a visitor gives out is dependent on their rarity. So uncommons give you 1, rares 3, legendaries 5, and mythics 10. This is pretty neat. There's also 4 new visitors. The Baker, the Vinyl Collector, the Pest Wrangler, and the Ravenous Rhino. They won't spoil everything there, but the Ravenous Rhino is a new mythic visitor, which is an additional source for dedication books, which is really cool. There's also a new cheese potion, which gives you bonus pest chance, and this costs 40 pelts, and a brown bandana, which costs 200, which gives you bonus pest chance for every pest bestiary tier unlocked, which is pretty nice, and the pest vest, 250 pelts, and as you can see, spawn cooldown reduction gives you more reasons to gather some pelts, which is really nice. This is only in Talbot's shop, by the way, while Peltpocalypse is active, so you will need that perk to get these items. Next up, we have coal. The Mining Fiesta's signature refined minerals have ran their course, so they're introducing glossy gemstones, a new material exclusive to it, along with a handful of other items. They're also giving coal a 4th perk like the other mayors. The new perk is Molten Forge. Decreases the amount of time it takes to forge an item by 25%. Very awesome, very cool. They've also updated Mining Fiesta. They are scheduling 5 Mining Fiesta events that last for 7 days each. You can earn double drops and unique extra loot, including refined minerals and glossy gemstones. You also get 75 mining wisdom during the event, which is only active on public islands. The old description, by the way, hasn't been updated on the alpha, so if you're on the alpha, and that's the reason you don't really see it. There's also some new items with this. Refined minerals aren't used for a whole lot, so we're introducing a whole array of new items and forge recipes that utilize them. Glossy gemstones are also used in many of these. Here's the new Sapphire Cloak. Gives you 30 mining speed, 10 mining fortune, and 30 mining fortune while mining sapphire. It has a full set bonus that allows you to get up to 75 mining fortune while in the Crystal Hollows. Very, very cool. There's going to be mithril equipment, titanium equipment, gemstone equipment at Heart of the Mountain 5, Devon's powder coating at Heart of the Mountain 7, a gleaming crystal reforged stone at Heart of the Mountain 4, the glossy mineral armor, which is an upgrade to mineral armor, and the glossy mineral talisman as an upgrade to the mineral talisman. Very, very cool once again. Next up, we have Foxy. She was considered one of the most underwhelming mayors, so they have decided to rework her. She will be introducing a whole new event to Skyblock, along with new party chests and party gifts. Sweet Benevolence has been updated, in which increases your chance of dropping candy and gifts by 30% during the Spooky Festival and Season of Jerry respectively. There's a new perk in the form of a Time for Giving, in which party chests and party gifts can be obtained while the event is active. There's a new event perk, Chivalrous Carnival. It schedules a carnival in the hub, active throughout the entire year. You can take on fun activities to earn tokens and exchange them for perks and special items. Moving right along, we have party chests down here, which are earned throughout the Spooky Festival, including the hour before and hour after the event. Party chests outright replace Trick or Treat chests, giving some bonus loot. And as you can see, you can get a carnival necklace, a carnival belt, a vampire mask, a top hat, carnival tickets, and trick-or-treat chest items at the highest possible rate. This does give you some new things to go for with regard to the Spooky Festival, which is really nice. There's also the Snowman Mask, which has the ability Feelin' Festive, gain 10% more coins and skill XP from gifts. Really, really nice. Party gifts are earned by killing winter sea creatures while on the Jerry Island. Party gifts upgrade the rewards found in red gifts, making them more worthwhile to open up. They are a 2% drop rate from common, 5% from uncommon, 10% from rare, 20% from epic, and 40% from legendary winter sea creatures. These rates are subject to change, but it is pretty neat regardless. And from the party gifts, you can get carnival gloves, cloaks, snowman masks, carnival top hats, carnival tickets, and red gift items. Really neat, and also pretty rare, so it gives you something to go for, especially with regard to doing some winter fishing. They've also buffed some loot. These gifts also buff the existing loot found in trick-or-treat chests and red gifts respectively. What might have been 4 ectoplasm in a trick-or-treat chest might now be 6, which is really cool. Next up, we have a bunch of discussion on the Chivalrous Carnival. The Carnival has 3 games within it, each requiring 5 Carnival tickets per play. Each day, the Carnival leader will give out 50 Carnival tickets for free just for talking to him. He is located at the entrance to the Chivalrous Carnival while the event is active. You can also earn these tickets by doing practically every event in Skyblock. Fishing festivals, Jacob farming contests, spooky festivals, party gifts, party chests, and also the Foxy Chivalrous perk does not need to be active for players to earn Carnival tickets from these places. They're also going to be adding a way to store them in your sack so you won't need to take them out to use them, thank God. And they're also co-op soulbound, also thank God. As you can see, here are the rates. A diamond medal gets you 3 Carnival tickets, gold and platinum gets you 2, and silver and bronze get you 1 for Jacob's farming contest. The Spooky Festival, top 50 gets you 50, emerald bracket gets you 35, diamond bracket gets you 25, gold gets you 20, iron 15, stone 10, and wood 5. They have a small drop chance from nurse sharks, a higher drop chance from blue, even higher from tiger, and a 0.5% drop rate for great white sharks. I feel like that's a little bit low, I'm not even gonna lie. And from party chests and party gifts, they have a 20% drop rate from the chests, and a 1.2% chance from the gifts. Once again, a little bit low. I'm kind of shocked that the Spooky Festival gives like 50, when the rest of these give kind of nothing in return. I feel like maybe buff some of the other rates a little bit. Maybe it's just because the Spooky Festival only comes around like once a Skyblock year or whatever, but 50's a lot, man. They're also not going to be retroactively granting you Carnival tickets, which totally makes sense, and I guess it is a little bit more fair because down here they state that the drop rate from sharks is affected by looting and magic find, so maybe these rates are a little bit higher. Still though, 1.2% from gifts is crazy low to me, and even that 0.1% from nurse sharks seems just a tad low. I don't know. Maybe I'm totally wrong about this, but let's move on. There are 3 Carnival games available at the Chivalrous Carnival that I'll go over in a little bit. They are Fruit Digging, Catch a Fish, and Zombie Shootout. We kind of already saw Zombie Shootout, they kind of posted a little bit about this. And also there's no Skyblock XP tied to each minigame, which is really nice. You don't have to pick one and grind it out because you want to get Skyblock XP. Really liking that idea. Next up, we have the scoring system and Carnival tokens. Each of the 3 Carnival games is scored in points. Earning 100 points gets you a token, and these tokens can be spent at the mask shop or at the event shop, both found within the Carnival. And as you can see, this is what the basis of the mask shop is, the mask bag. It holds Carnival masks. Each unique mask grants you +1 intelligence, and as you can see, it's a common accessory sold for 250 Carnival tokens. You can get 6 additional Carnival masks on top of the ones already in the game. Each ability is pretty niche and related to each mask, so you gotta collect them all, and you can also store them within this bag, which is really nice. And now we have the event shop, which sells various Skyblock calendar event perks, which gives you permanent buffs, which is really nice. As you can see though, there's a lot of things here. I'm not going to go in depth about everything, but basically this event can give you quite a bit. Notably, more candy from all sources, which is really nice, increasing your chance to get spooky sea creatures, increasing your chance for green candy drops to be purple candy, increasing your chances of finding trick-or-treat chests and party chests, increasing your gift sources, which is really nice, winter sea creature chance, gift drops can be red gifts, more coins and skill XP from gifts, refined mine gives you a chance to find refined minerals and glossy gemstones, more mining fortune, mithril powder buffs, gemstone powder buffs, and glaciite powder buffs, increasing your chances of finding titanium. And finally, the Fishing Festival gives you bonus fishing wisdom, increasing your chance to find sharks, increasing your chance of finding shark teeth, and also increasing your chance for sharks to drop +1 shark fin during the Fishing Festival. I know, a crazy amount of things. In terms of stats and rewards, they are actively tracking stats for all of your Carnival game attempts. You can talk to your rewards gal, Chantel, to find your cumulative and yearly stats for all Carnival games. And as you can see, here she is. She looks awesome. Each time a Carnival is held, she offers refreshed objectives for players to complete. These give players significant rewards for your first few plays of each of the Carnival games. We'll speak to her in-game in just a moment. And there's also commemorative items in the form of the singing fish and some other stuff as well. Really interesting, and these will be automatically sent to your event rewards menu whenever you earn them. Next up, we have their self-described most disappointing mayor. She has been totally reworked, offering a new event, improvements to Shen's auction and special, and a unique perk that affects future elections. She has a bunch of new perks, the first of which is volume trading. Double the item quantity from Shen's auction, Shen's special, and Rift Shens on the years Diaz is elected. 2 additional Shen special auctions will be available during the duration of Diaz being elected as mayor. There's a new event perk, Stock Exchange. She brings more stock of stonks into circulation. I know you just heard that and you're rushing to the bazaar to sell things. Do not do this. Do not sell any stock of stonks right now. There is a reason that this was added. They can be obtained from the Stonks auction and winning bids for items in the Dark auction and Shen's auction. Talk to Diaz while she's elected with this perk to bid for stock of stonks and trade in your stock of stonks for some cool new items. And finally, we have the last new perk, long-term investment. The elected minister will appear in the next election with all of their available perks. So if you get her as your main mayor and then somebody else's minister, they will have all 4 perks next time. Very, very cool. Next up, we have more Shens. With this update, Shen's auctions will be offered twice a year rather than just once. Mayor Diaz's volume trading perk will do 3 things. Double the number of Shen's auctions yet again for that year for a total of 4. Double the number of items at all Shen's auctions for that year. And a new permanent item will be added to Shen's special. Only Shen's auctions that end during Diaz's terms will have doubled items. Next up, we have Stock of Stonks usage. They basically state that they're going to be introducing a lot more Stock of Stonks into the economy, but also giving you ways to trade them in for some cool new items. Golden Fragments. They cost 3 Stock of Stonks, and you can use 8 of them together to upgrade one of the following items. The Derailious Axe, the Midas Sword, and the Midas Staff. So that's 24 Stock of Stonks for an upgrade. There's the Avaricious Chalice. This costs 50 Stock of Stonks. You can use 1 chalice along with other items to upgrade the Emerald Ring to the Emerald Artifact. You can use 4 chalices along with other items to upgrade the Crown of Greed into the Crown of Avarice, which is really cool. They're also giving the item idea credit to Chocolate Timbits. Great job, man. And in terms of other items, there's also the freshly minted coins. These cost 1 Stock of Stonks, capped at 5,000 global purchases every 4 hours. They are used in various amounts to obtain the following: Scavenger Ring and Artifact, and the Ring, Artifact, and Relic of coins. There's also Scavenger 6, which costs 20 Stock of Stonks. The price of each item is obviously subject to change. And also, in terms of attainment, this is pretty neat. As you can see, there's a stock auction, which is absolutely crazy. So basically how the Stonks auction works is that in the Stonks exchange, you can speak to Richard. And these are new global auctions in which you can get 1 round of Stock of Stonks every Skyblock month or every 10 hours. The top 100 bidders each receive 25 Stock of Stonks, followed by 15 Stock of Stonks for the top 500, 10 for the top 1,000, and so on. As you can see, the top 2,500 get you 5, the top 5,000 get you 2, and everyone else gets 1. Also, in terms of auction bidding, winning an item at any of Shen's auctions will additionally reward 10 Stock of Stonks. There's also a perk related to the Relic of Coins. The Relic of Coins has a 1 in 40,444 chance of dropping a Stock of Stonks every 60 seconds. Lastly, related to Diaz, we have Aurelia. She is a new NPC that you can find to increase the amount of coins that you put into your Midas Sword and Midas Staff. This allows players to upgrade their existing Midas items with golden fragments and then sync coins accordingly to make the item's ability even stronger. You can also find her at the Trade Center. As you can see, you can increase the price here. It's a cost of 197 million coins and 3 stock of stonks. In terms of some final things, we have something related to Derpy. They will no longer be closing the auction house, and instead they're going to be making you pay them more taxes, which is very cool. And also we have the campaign poster. During the alpha test, players will be able to complete certain tasks across the server to help test the update. Upon completion of all tasks, players will earn the campaign poster on the main network. You can access the list of tasks right here, and also in Centauri in the hub. Thank God, this is so cool. Also, thanks, happy voting, thanks for the alpha, whatever. Anyway, let's hop in game and go over literally everything else because there is just so much stuff in this update. Right across from the Builder's Hut, we have the new Trade Center, and inside we have a few new NPCs, notably Richard, which is where you can bid on stuff in the stock auction, or the Stonk auction. And as you can see, I could just bid 3 million coins. You can also see here some auctions to claim if you actually want to get rewards. We can see Aurelia over here in order to, actually upgrade the Midas. And then we have Liz, who gives you the Stonk items. Everything is kind of neat. I also love the new building design. It looks awesome. Next up, if you head over to the Hub Lake, you can actually see where the Carnival is. I actually want to go to the souvenir shop first, as it actually has the mask shop. I'm not going to cover the event shop because it's the same perks that we already saw on the forum post. Heading over to the mask shop though, we can see 6 new masks. Zombie, Salmon, Armadillo, Parrot, Bee, and Frog. The Zombie mask grants you the ability of increasing the stats of undead armor pieces by 5%. The Salmon mask gives you the ability Slippery Slope, which grants you 10 speed and 10 fishing speed while in water. The cost is 500 Carnival tokens. The Armadillo mask grants you +1 health and 50 mining fortune on non-ore blocks. This one costs 1,000 tokens. The Parrot mask also costs 1,000 tokens and grants you the ability Party Flock. Nearby players within 20 blocks gain +1 strength for each upgrade of your intimidation accessory. Finally, we have the Bee mask and also the Frog mask. The Bee mask doubles the pet stats of your active bee pet. It costs 2,000 Carnival tokens and also gives you some foraging fortune and speed, which is pretty nice. Finally, for the Frog mask, it also gives you speed and foraging fortune, and the perk Stick Around. Basically, every Skyblock day, a random region within the park is selected. While in that region, gain 20 foraging fortune and 5 foraging wisdom. Really, really nice. Starting off with the Carnival games, we have a fishing related one called Catch a Fish. This one's pretty nice and is actually fairly easy to understand. You get a fishing rod given to you by the guy, you have to hold right click on these fish in the water, and as you collect them, you will gain a certain amount of points depending on the fish's color. In terms of the actual point rewards, red fish give you 50 points each and are the easiest to catch. The blue fish give you 100 points each and are a little bit harder, and the gold fish are the hardest ones to catch and give you 200 points each. You also gain more points depending on your catch streak, which you can see on the right side of your screen. As you can see, it scales up pretty nicely, meaning that you can actually gain quite a bit more points than you would originally think. If you're really good at this game, I imagine this is going to output a huge amount of tokens to you. You have 100 seconds total, by the way, so keep that in mind. That's about 1 minute and 40 seconds. So in that game, I got 5,750 total score, and I got a Carnival goal done, which actually gave me 100 tokens and 5 Carnival tickets. Really, really nice. By the way, the Carnival goals that I mentioned just before can be found at Chantel, and here are all of them in this event. So I could play 3 games of Catch a Fish and gain 50 Carnival tokens and 5 tickets. I can catch 30 fish in a single game, and that gave me 100. 5 yellow fish will also give me 100, and also there are other ones for the fruit digging minigame and the zombie shootout minigame. All of these aren't too bad to complete. This just gives you a list of things to do, and the payouts are pretty solid here, so you can actually get a good ways into getting a mask, maybe. Next up for fruit digging, you have to, you guessed it, dig up fruit. I know. Shocking. This is a 5-minute game. I know, also shocking. And it seems like it's not actually going to take you 5 minutes, as you have to get 10 fruits. So as you can see here, I got a durian, which is not great. Then I keep on digging. Now I got a watermelon, that's pretty nice. And there's also some particles on the ground which kind of lead you to where good fruits may be. As you can see there, I got a mango, and you can kind of just wait around and, figure out which fruits are going to be the best. For the purposes of this video, though, I'm just going to try to get through this as quickly as possible. I'm at a score of 2,400 right now, which isn't too bad compared to my other score for Catch a Fish. And there we go, I got 10 fruits, and it looks like the game is over at that point, and it shows you exactly which ones you've collected, which is pretty neat. Lastly, we have Zombie Shootout. You get a little dart gun, and you can shoot the zombies. It's not really too crazy, and I don't think this is going to be too bad even for people with pretty bad ping. You have about 1:35 seconds, or maybe 1:40 in order to get this done. There's an accuracy meter, a score tally, and I imagine you get more points as you continue going. This is a pretty fun little minigame. It's nothing too crazy, but I really do think the addition of these three is going to make Skyblock at least a little bit more fun whenever Foxy is mayor with these perks. This is just going to be something that people are going to look forward to every once in a while, and whenever it comes around, it's going to be like the talk of the server for at least a little bit. I'm actually kind of shocked that they decided to make this part of a mayor, because it's so interesting and so in-depth that I feel like it really could have just been an island in and of itself. Really good job in terms of what the admins have done here. Obviously, I'm missing terribly, but you get the picture with how this specific event works. Another notable thing is that if you leave a game in progress, you actually still do get the score that you got in the game, which is pretty nice, so you don't have to worry about that. My initial impressions of this update are, I think this has the potential to be the greatest update Skyblock has ever received. I know it doesn't look that crazy at first glance, but the quality, quantity, and amount of improvements that we've gotten here is immense. Excellent job to the admins, once again delivering a banger when the server needs it, and I'm really excited to get into this in-game. I want to hear your opinions down below, because this was a monumental video to make, just so many changes, so many additions, and I don't even know where to begin in my mind recounting it. At the end of the day though, my name's Derailious, thank you so much for watching this video till the end, please leave a like and subscribe down below if you enjoyed, and look to the future fellas, I will see you then.